Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. HOKEY smokes. And HOKEY smokes. Oy vey. It is 7:40, and it's just starting to get light outside. I mean, if you go outside, it's obviously lighter than it looks from inside with all my lights on inside. But it's still gray, dim, it's raining. Yay! I like rain. That part's good. I don't like my feet getting soaked and all that, but I do like rain. And of course, oy vey, horrible insomnia last night. Heat related, of course. Unable to sleep for most of the night. I was awake from the moment I went to bed, hoping that I would fall asleep because I took a Benadryl and a different type of antihistamine, but the side effect, it makes you drowsy. Didn't even touch me. Part of the problem is I've had so much insomnia that I've been, half sleeping during the day, which ruins your sleep at night. Joy. And of course, to front load the video, yay for that, my apologies. But if you could leave me a comment, that would be very cool. If you like what you see in here, if you could toss me a like, that would be awesome. If you could interact with the YouTube algorithms by, excuse me, subscribing to the channel if you haven't, that would be awesome as well. Very, very cool. And of course, I do want to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons. These beautiful and awesome people help to keep me alive and healthy. Roof over my head, food in my belly. I'm badly, badly injured. I am disabled. I've got nerve damage. I cannot work. And these people help to keep me alive. And if you'd like to become one of these beautiful and awesome people, that too would be beautiful and awesome. Link should be in the video description. Somewhere. I don't know what device you're watching this on, so yay, but thumbs up and thank you each and every one of them. It is very appreciated indeed. But yeah, past that, I'm just half awake during most of the days, unable to get much done. I'm watching videos more often than I would just watch videos. Normally I try to get stuff done in the day, the morning time, and then now it was like 5-6 o'clock yesterday when I went and uploaded one of the videos that I just finished recording, editing, and rendering. This year has just been stomping on my mood and my motivation entirely. Again, when things go wrong in your body, it can affect your thinking. Hopefully there's nothing going terribly, terribly wrong inside of my body and is thus affecting my thinking. Hopefully it's just mood, weather, the revelations that I've been finding out about my body and all that. Like, I didn't know I had ADHD before. Now I do. I mean, that's a big change. So there's all sorts of stuff going on, and I'm not really thrilled about the way that I'm adapting to it this year. Joy on that. I mean, life is life. Life is life. And speaking about life is life, I mean, I've mentioned before, when you get older, you see this a lot happening with other people, but now as a widower, I see this happening to people, and it's really awful. I've mentioned before how there was this one writer that I follow on Facebook, not a greatly well-known science fiction writer, but he's my age, and he was married, and then a couple months back, his wife just died, and he's been dealing with that since. And it sucks. And then there's this other person who runs a channel, and they actually came back and did a video, and I'm amazed they were able to do this so quickly, because it took me years before I was even halfway functional after my wife died. Yes, I was making videos, but that was my lifeline to keep something of importance in my life. This other fellow who was like, I think he's in his late 30s? Late 20s, early 30s, finding out, I mean, his wife just suddenly died like that. I mean, the other person, the writer, it took like 4 or 5 days for their wife to just finally pass on. This person's wife, she had a stroke, and it was the kind of deep brain inside stroke that they usually see in people that are 70 plus years old after a lot of chronic problems cause this issue. She didn't. She was like late 20s, and it wasn't even genetic. It was just, when you develop in utero, when you develop as things are happening from your mother and all that, it affects you. And something affected the development of those blood vessels and then like that, gone. It hurts to lose someone. Holy smokes. I still get devastated emotionally if I stop and think too hard. So, and my wife has been dead for, since 2014. So these poor people, I hope they do their very best. Holy smokes. Because I've been having the insomnia, and because I've been having the whole season change stomping on my mood thing, I am having more difficulties, as stated, doing things like trying to be creative when I want to. Last night when I went on walkies, I of course was trying to think about various things about the whole inside-outside razor's edge. I do that. That's my favorite time to think when I'm out walking and such. And I did drag my camera out with me because it wasn't raining at first, but then it was misty raining, the kind of thing that I don't want to get my non-waterproof camera collecting fluid all over it because of the mist. So couldn't record. They don't have all the lights up. There's still trees that are going to be lit up, but there's all sorts of Christmas lights all over the main street. So I want to get the camera out for that. Yay, definitely a good thing. But while I was out thinking, I was trying to think of specifically, as stated, the whole inside-outside, but I am not in control of my own brain. I am not in control of what I'm going to think about, because I started thinking about something else that wasn't related to that at all, and I had to chew on it because of the whole moral and ethical things and how I felt about this before, and a big change that's going on up here about these thoughts. There had been a post that I had watched on something, I can't remember what it was, but it, like on Facebook or something, retweeted, reposted, where it was basically, they were saying, look, if you are a monster, or you become a monster and you say that you're only going to eat bad people, you don't have the time or the resources. You don't have the time to treat every meal like it is a 5-course dinner to research. Just find and eat a random pedestrian. Don't worry about it. And I've always been, the thoughts, I've treated death as humor in fiction for a very long time. But on the other hand, I've always had a very strict thing of, there's this big separation. No, people shouldn't be murdered for anything or any reason because we're people and you shouldn't do that to people. There's been a shift in my head a little bit, not in a bad way, hopefully. I still think as human beings should not be killing other human beings. I still think that is bad, abhorrent, and wrong. Wars, anything, anytime you kill another person, that's largely a bad thing. That is just my views on stuff. But if you're not a human being, let's say you're a cryptid, or you become a cryptid, or because all these words no longer really mean a whole lot, and kaiju, the original kaiju, just means strange being, but it has been used in both, Japanese media and American media as giant monster thing, but traditionally it just means strange beast, and it used to refer to mythological Japanese and Chinese creatures. When I use the term kaiju, I use it more in the traditional strange beast sense, but then the term cryptid could work, but then cryptids are things that don't exist, so there's a big bleed over between cryptids and kaiju. But point being, if you are a cryptid or you become a cryptid and your continued survival depends upon consuming human beings, well, yeah, do it. And I say this as being a part of the pool of someone who could conceivably be, chewed up and munched, which I don't like as an idea. Excuse me. But if you are a cryptid, you are not a human being. You are not a member of a species that you would be preying on. You're not cannibalizing your own species. You're not cannibalizing your own race. This becomes just a simple matter of survival. Like the rest of the world, nature is red in tooth and claw. And that doesn't necessarily mean that, everything's trying to murder each other. It just means might largely makes right, and you have to prove your right to live by stopping other people when they attempt to strip you of that right to live. So if you're a cryptid and your survival depends on consuming human beings on a daily basis, well, yeah, find a random stranger and just eat them. You can't stop to think about things like, do they have a family that depends on them, or are they single? Are they a good person or the bad person? Are they evil? Are they nice? Do they have a large friend network, or are they solitary? None of that matters. It's survival. Find some random stranger and just eat them. At the same time, of course, as a member of the prey species, just because something wishes to strip you of your right to survive does not mean you have to just hand it over. This is survival. You have to prove your right to survive. And if a being is trying to strip you of your right to survive, you have to use every means at your disposal to prove your right to survive by stopping them. And if you have to stop them by stripping them of their right to survive, then that's what you have to do. Survival. There are no moral or ethical reasons why you shouldn't just eat random human beings if you are a cryptid that requires yourself to eat human beings to survive. Survival is survival. And of course, as stated, you have the right to protect yourself up to the point of murdering the other thing trying to murder you. Survival. No ethical or moral reasons why you shouldn't. And of course, on that matter, since the cryptid/kaiju was trying to eat you, you should eat the kaiju that you stopped. Like if it's a Bigfoot or a unicorn or some other hideous type thing, if you've managed to kill them, well, get a fire. Cut some steaks. Eat them. There are no moral or ethical reasons why you shouldn't. They were going to eat you to get your carefully hoarded resources. Well, you better eat them to take their carefully hoarded resources. And that's what I spent my night while I was on walkies exploring the concept of. Because yeah, there are no moral or ethical reasons you shouldn't eat a human being if you are required as a cryptid to eat human beings to survive. It is survival. That's what nature does. If the beings that you are preying upon don't want to be preyed on anymore, they need to stop you from preying on them. Nature. Thumbs up for that. Yeah, I mean, you can intellectualize it and go, well, they shouldn't be eating me because, well, they gotta live. They gotta eat someone. So past that though, I mean, I've just been surviving and trying to think of other things. I try to write physically. I sit in front of my keyboard. I've actually been writing smaller stupid things and actually trying to push and work to get some stuff done. None of this stuff is stuff that I would want any human being to be able to read. It is poorly written, badly plotted. It's just horrendous stuff. But the point is to get just into the habit of doing it though. Once you're into the habit of doing it, like me with walkies, if I don't go out on walkies, I feel horrible. The fact is, the closer I get to it getting, like 6, 7 o'clock, the more I'm ready to get up and go out walkies. I get nervous, I get anxious because I want to go out walking. So now, I'm trying to train myself so that if I don't start writing, hopefully I'll start getting a little anxious and nervous until I do. So here's hoping that works out well. Once I get back to the point that I can write more than a paragraph or two that's, worth actually sharing with people, then I'll start sharing that stuff again, and it'll be good. Definitely a thumbs up on that. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank however many people have left me comments, up to 25. It has been a long time since I have had 25, but anything more than 0 is awesome, so thank you very, very much if you do leave me a comment. Vocal cords, and I'm just, yay. If I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended, and even though I count American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand with my depression, fibro, ADHD, insomnia, and so much more, I'm sometimes like I can remember what my own name is. Yay on that. So let me call Macron. Because we have Craig YAC had a blizzard. Holy smokes, that I hope everything's okay. Pancake Cookie, thumbs up, and thank you very, very much, and good to see you in the comments. Mountain Tea and a whole bunch of vowels there. Boy, am I tired. Insomnia really sucks. Past that, alive, and that's good. We have Ice Damon, thumbs up. Oh, and oy vey. Thank you very much. Marie Tonya, it is cool. Thank you very, very much. We have Yuki likes hot potatoes, the best kind of hot potato. Smack, the best kind of potato. And good to see you. And then we have Tommy Nelson, thumbs up. Jocelyn Williams, thank you very, very much, and good to see you. Jessica Kalenia, or I think that's close. And actually, I have played the original Doom along with a lot of mods on that. I should try replaying it, but I've done a lot of it. And then we have Zach Wilson, thumbs up and thank you. And then we have Favel, greatly appreciated. Ben B, thank you very much. Larry from Space, son of a gun, and thank you. There's Jordan Miranda, thumbs up and thank you. Then HDBV underscore BILAYYY, thumbs up. And that is it. 14 people who left me comments in the last 24 hours. You get me out of my head and into the world and dealing with real people, if only in text and if only for a short time. And it is appreciated. A definite thumbs up. And of course, with my hands in the air, I am out of breath, I am breathing shallowly and speaking quite a bit, giving myself very, very few opportunities to breathe. I do want to let you know that somewhere, because I do not know what device you're watching this on, there is the video description for the video. That makes sense. Inside, there are links to all my various channels. If you could check that out, that'd be very, very cool. Definitely a thumbs up. There's also links to things like my Twitter, Facebook, Patreon. And again, I would like to can't speak English. Thank each and every one of these beautiful and awesome people for helping to support me and keep me alive. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. Quite honestly, if it weren't for these people, I wouldn't be able to do this. So thank you so much. And if you could help out and become a beautiful and awesome person, that would be truly beautiful and awesome. And if you'd like to help me out without becoming a patron, I do have a PayPal link, and I'm not above grubbing for your spare cash. And when you got next to nothing, anything helps. I also have an Amazon wishlist link with things like cat food and hamster bedding, and then there's like a Baphomet plushie and some other stuff. If you could check it out, that'd be very cool. Do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart, where I draw interest. So thank you very much. And if you could toss me a like, I do appreciate all the positive validation I get for my existence. A definite thumbs up. And of course, if you could hit the notification bell on the subscription button, that would be a definite thumbs up. Oh, okay, smokes. I am overly warm. I've got my window open wide, but this building is hot all the time. Yay on that. And of course, please seek creativity, keep your brain working. It is literally use it or lose it. Seek positivity. Being negative only hurts you and those around you. And seek balance. Bouncing off the walls may be fun, but is not healthy. And of course, with the Omicron and other variants of the Covfefe bug out there, please, if you don't have to go out amongst others, don't. If you do, wear a mask, maintain your social distancing, wash your hands often, try not to touch your face, get the jab, get the booster. We got to get through this. Yeah, it's got a high survivability rate. The point isn't that only 2% of the people die. Only about, 5 million people so far? It's what it does to the health systems, to families, to everything. So please, be smart, be safe. And you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side. And quite frankly, that is a very good thing.